Okay, hello everyone. Welcome again to our program, Let's Talk. You're with me today, the head of the Center for Digital Learning at SUSE. And today you have our special guest, Dr. Anna Maria from University of Copenhagen. She's the head of online and blended learning. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Can you introduce yourself a little bit?
Yes, sure. And thank you for the invitation to being here.
Okay.
I'm from University of Copenhagen, Center for Online and Blended Learning, a similar department as your Center for Digital Learning here at SUSE. We have existed for 2.5 years, and we are a little more people than you are. We are 9 people dealing with this capacity building on using for the teachers to use more what do you call it, digital technologies in education.
Okay.
So we are doing the same as you, I guess, every day.
Okay, thank you very much. So today we are going to talk about online and blended learning. So nowadays, if you, I think you are aware, like most universities are implementing the online and blended learning in their education. So my first question would be, why should we as university implement online and blended learning activities in our campus courses?
Well, basically, I think that blended learning is the most natural approach to learning.
Yeah.
Every person learn from many different sources, right?
Yeah.
They learn from visual, from auditive stuff. They learn from what they read.
Yeah.
And well, what they watch. So I think it's a way to get back, you could say, to a more natural way of learning instead of this monologue that we have become used to in the university setting, where we have a teacher, a professor having a speech, and very little usually interruption among the students. So that's why I think it's an obvious development or way to go, because it will benefit more students. You know that many different learning styles among students. Some learn better auditively, some visually, some learn better when they can sit by themselves, and some learn better when they are in the room with the professor. So it's not to say that we should not have one and only the other, but it's a way to mix all different kind of learning types and pedagogical approaches. And then from research, we know that when you have these big classes but also minor classes, smaller classes, and you have a teacher speaking, students tend to fall asleep. Maybe not literally, but also that. But you can't concentrate more than 7 minutes, and you're just falling off the line, if you can say so. So this with the online and blended types of activities, we can do more. We can make more activities where the students have to be active also. They have to change between different media. They have to solve quizzes and tests, for example. They have to apply their knowledge on quizzes, tests, and assessments. And they will also, in the best case, there will also be an easier access to immediate feedback from the system or from the professor or from the peers.
Okay, based on your experience as the head of the Center for Online and Blended Learning, which one do you think is more preferred at university, online or blended learning?
I don't see the difference, in fact.
Okay, so it's almost the same thing. But then, do you think blended learning is more preferred, or online, only focusing on online?
Okay, in that sense, I think that blended learning for the university setting is the most preferred one, because to say that we should not have more class teaching on campus, it would be a failure, in my opinion. I'm talking about my personal opinion, not my university's opinion. Because the direct contact with your professor and the social contact you have also with your peers, with your fellow students, is very important also. And that's hard to get if you only had online courses. But I think that the blended method is very relevant for both the teachers and for the students.
You think? As you already know, we are facing a variety of practical ICT problems, especially due to a limited bandwidth here at SUSE. Wouldn't it be the best for us to wait until this works in a satisfactory manner?
I understand why you asked that question, because I have seen during my time here that you really have ICT challenges or problems. But I think if you just sit down and wait
Yeah.
and just complain about the technical issues,
Yeah. Okay.
you will never get anywhere, because we will never have a perfect world anyway. And
Yes,
I know that, for example, in my university, there was some kind of the same issues and challenges maybe some years ago. But if you don't start developing, you will never get anywhere. So when the day comes that the internet is working perfectly,
Yeah.
you have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
So then you just have to find your way to work around these ICT challenges in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then do small things and do what you can and start, because you also, the experience you will get, the experiments you make will help you to jump on board when the things are more developed on the ICT level.
So maybe to add to that, may I know like how long it took university until to fully implement in online and blended learning?
It's not fully implemented at
Okay,
all yet. You know, most of all our courses have our campus courses. They all have a course room on our LMS, like your Moodle. But most of the teachers, in fact, use them as an archive or file sharing system. They don't use all the pedagogical features. Not as much as they could at least. So it's a process all the time to make teachers see the benefits they can get out of using the Moodle, in your case, in a more pedagogical way, and not just as a file sharing system.
So my final question would be, what will your best recommendation then be to our teachers, students, and management at SUSE in making sure we implement the online and blended learning?
Yeah, I think that for the teachers, if we take them first, I think it's just about to start little by little, trying to experiment for one lecture at a time, try to implement quizzes, for example, before a lecture, try to implement some open educational resources within a lecture as part of the preparative work that students have to do, the homework. And maybe also be very consequent of the way you build up your course in the Moodle, so it's easy for the students to find. And then be very consequent also about implementing all your, if you have PowerPoints, etc., for all lectures or all topics you have. And then also get used to very boldly tell the students to use that course room and to ask them to prepare the things. Maybe tell the students that you will not get the material otherwhere from, but it will only be here on the Moodle. So just trying to make it a natural part of the university culture this is our the spine of our course. It's there. And then we have, of course, our classes, our activities, our group work, etc.
I know I said that was the last question, but then something else came to me. May I know what's the main challenge that your university faces based on relating to online and blended learning?
What our
main challenge in implementing?
It is that when we suggest the teachers to work more with our LMS, they say do like this. I don't have the time to develop my course and it's new to them, and they have to do an extra effort. And they're so busy already, and they don't get extra resources or time for making this a new development. So that's the main challenge at our university.
I think I can relate to that. Since I'm working at SUSE and teaching, we are having the same problems as well. Thank you very much for being with us today, and thank you everyone for listening to us. And I hope you enjoyed and you learned something from Dr. Anna Maria here. And I hope to see you on another program. Thank you very much. Bye.